Episode 10, Living the Sweet Life for Longevity. Welcome to La Dolce Vita Files. I'm your host, Donna DeRosa, the founder of La Dolce Vita Lifestyle. Studies have shown that people who live a Mediterranean lifestyle live longer and stay healthier longer than the world's average. In Italy and the Greek islands, it is not uncommon for people to live past 100 years old. They also remain active well into their later years. It's not just eating the foods often found in the Mediterranean diet. There are many lifestyle activities that contribute to longevity. There are many factors that lead to an active long life. The way you handle stress is one of them. The pausa pranzo, the afternoon lunch break in Italian, helps tremendously with workday stresses. Attitude and mindset can also help you get through difficult situations. Many Italians maintain an active lifestyle by taking walks, doing chores by hand like kneading and baking bread, gardening and planting vegetables. These are all healthy activities that keep the hands, wrists, arms, and legs strong. Many even continue to have active sex lives well into their later years. As I've mentioned before, a Harvard study that has spanned more than 75 years of research has shown that connecting with people may be the most important factor in longevity. Maintaining friendships, family relationships, staying connected with other humans, having human interaction, and sharing and caring can help you get through almost anything. You can withstand hard times, persevere through illnesses and depression by sharing the human experience with others. Those who stay alone or try to do everything by themselves will have a tougher time. If you don't have a family, you can create your own inner circle of close friends. Staying fit is very important. I'm not talking about looking good in a bikini at age 50, but to have freedom of mobility. Small stretching and strengthening exercises can help your body with other movements in life. Thinking about backing out of a parking spot in your car. You have to be able to twist your body to see out the back window. Practice this movement in a chair several times a week so that you can do this with ease. When we were young, we didn't think about these things, but when you want to drive yourself somewhere in your later years, you'll need to be able to physically do it. When you get older, things like walking downstairs can be painful and scary. Walking upstairs may make you out of breath, but walking down steps can put a lot of stress in your ankles and knees. When you're young, this is another movement that we take for granted. Keep your ankles limber by sitting and doing little circles with your feet. Do 8 rotations in one direction, and then do 8 in the other. Keep the muscles around your knees strong by flexing your knee and relaxing it. Repeat this 10 times on each knee. When you are 70, this will help you do simple things like step down off a curb to cross the street. Think about what you can do today that you can keep strong and limber for tomorrow. We all want to live a long life, but we also want to be able to enjoy it for as long as we can. Eating vegetables, fish, olive oil, fruits, and whole grains can keep your insides younger. It's important to keep your outside in good working order as well. What movements have you noticed getting a little stiffer or more difficult as you get older? Stay younger longer through the benefits of the Mediterranean diet. While the Mediterranean diet includes the eating habits of Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, Israel, Greece, and other countries touching the Mediterranean Sea, the cuisines are all very different. Some of the foods are the same, and there are 2 aspects that are very important. They eat in moderation and with family or friends. After World War II, the world changed dramatically in terms of food. Modern processing took over in many of the Western countries. The people who have kept to the old ways have enjoyed the healthiest lives for the longest amount of time. While fast food joints have popped up in these countries, some of the outlying islands have maintained a more traditional lifestyle. As a result, we are now studying them for their secrets to longevity. On the Greek islands of Crete and Ikaria, it is not uncommon for people to live and maintain an active lifestyle into their 90s and many into their 100s. Studies show there are other spots around the globe, not on the Mediterranean, that also have a similar longevity. They conclude that this lifestyle is portable, not localized. Therefore, you too can practice this healthier lifestyle of the Mediterranean diet. Why should you follow a Mediterranean diet? Most of these studies, as usually is the case, were conducted on men, but I believe the Mediterranean diet can benefit women just as much. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, the two leading causes of death in the U.S. for women, no matter their age or race, are heart disease and cancer. We hear a lot about cancer. There are many varieties of cancer, but heart disease beats them all. It's the silent killer. Not only do I encourage you to follow a Mediterranean diet to be healthier, lose weight, and live longer, I also want you to stay healthier longer. As demonstrated by the people of Crete and Icaria, we can live well into our years and stay active physically and mentally. What exactly is the Mediterranean diet? The Mediterranean diet usually gets generalized to eat more olive oil, fish, and red wine. While these are healthy for your diet, I found many other factors that make up the Mediterranean diet. On the Greek islands of Crete and Icaria, the people eat many foods they grow themselves. Wildly grown greens and homegrown vegetables make up a large part of the diet. The people make their own bread, olive oil, and wine. Some raise their own livestock. The meat and poultry they eat also lives on this diet of wildly grown vegetables, along with figs, insects, and worms. They don't feed their animals grain. In the U.S., most of the meat and poultry we eat is fed corn. It's cheap. Even if you don't eat corn, almost everything you eat in the U.S. eats corn. Chef and food writer Yotam Ottolenghi visited Crete to meet the people and learn their version of the Mediterranean diet and how it differs from his native Israel. As he traveled around the island, there were some common themes. The people kept telling him the secrets to the island's longevity are olive oil, vegetables, and wine shared with family and friends. He concluded that the people of Crete have a reverential attitude toward food, and that food was really an excuse for everybody to get together. There has been decades of research conducted on the Mediterranean diet since 1960, much of it on the island of Crete. Studies have shown one of the main factors in reducing heart disease is a diet high in omega-3 fatty acids. They can be found in fatty fish, such as mackerel, salmon, tuna, and sardines. Other foods include walnuts, flax seeds, figs, snails, fresh basil, dried oregano, grape leaves, and more. Purslane, a succulent which grows wild on Crete, is one of the best sources. The livestock on Crete also eats purslane, and it is passed into the meat, poultry, eggs, and cheese. Here are some of the ways to follow a Mediterranean lifestyle at home. Eat plenty of vegetables, organic or wildly grown if possible. Eat poultry in moderation, preferably organic and grass-fed. Eat red meat rarely, preferably organic and grass-fed. Make your meals social. Take your time and enjoy eating with your family and friends. Eat handmade bread. If you don't want to make it yourself, buy locally made bread from a baker or farmer's market, not processed bread from the supermarket. Eat foods high in omega-3 fatty acids, such as the fatty fishes, figs, walnuts, wildly grown greens and vegetables, flax seeds, basil, and oregano. Find time for an afternoon nap. Take a walk and dig into the earth to plant some vegetables. If you can find purslane, plant a pot of it in your kitchen. Grow some basil and oregano at home. And yes, use plenty of extra virgin olive oil, eat fish, and drink red wine. But will I stay younger longer? I've made my own conclusions about longevity after reviewing many sources of study. The people of Crete not only follow a traditional Mediterranean diet, they grow their own vegetables. They are not buying GMO-laden, frozen, or canned vegetables. They are not eating sliced white bread from the supermarket. They are hand-making their bread. Their recipes certainly do not include high-fructose corn syrup or preservatives. When they eat meat, they are not driving through a fast food chain. They are eating meat from animals and poultry who were never fed grain, but ate a diet of plants, insects, worms, and figs. When they eat beans, they are not getting fast food burritos. They cook with the wildest, freshest ingredients they can find. It can be difficult and expensive to eat organic, locally grown food in the United States. I encourage you to use the highest quality ingredients you can find and afford. Only time will tell if the Mediterranean diet works for you. I'm willing to try, are you? Tell me how you're going to incorporate the Mediterranean diet into your lifestyle. And one more thing. Does anyone know where I can find purslane? As you know, I like to end each podcast episode by giving you some homework. I call them La Dolce Vita practices. The more you practice, the better you will get at living the sweet life. Your Dolce Vita practice of the week is power down. I love my smartphone. I carry it from room to room. When it's charging, I miss it. When I'm home, I always have a laptop going. I have a Mac and a PC. I use them for different things. I have definitely adapted to the electronic world, but even I, electronic addict that I am, must power down from time to time. When I worked at an internet publishing company, I got hundreds of emails a day, and because I was the managing editor, I was always on call. I got in the habit of checking my phone constantly. I actually don't use my smartphone as a phone very often. I use it for everything else: email, texts, Instagram, WeatherKitty, Facebook, Twitter, MyFitnessPal. Now that I work on my own, I'm still constantly checking my phone. It's become a habit. I still get plenty of email, but since I don't answer to anyone anymore, I don't need to check it with such urgency. There was a time before the smartphone. Don't get me wrong, technology has enhanced my life. It makes marketing my own company much easier. I can update my clients and post to social media whenever I want. But sometimes I need to shut it all down. Your homework for this week is to power down. I know many of you run businesses and can't spend an entire day without your devices. I get that you need to be in touch. A day out of contact can mean lost revenue. But can you take the morning off? Have your coffee and talk to your family, or walk the dog without your smartphone. I see people walking their dogs and talking on their phones, or worse, walking their babies when they're on their phone. So instead of saying, "Oh, look at the pretty flowers, honey," they are chatting away to I can't imagine who. I really have no idea what people find to talk about on the phone all day long. I can see carrying your phone with you while you take a walk, just in case you fall or hurt your ankle or something. But wouldn't you rather talk to your baby? Take the morning back. Remember what it's like to not have the constant buzz. I promise you the world won't end if you take an hour without responding instantly to every email or text. Power down and recharge your own batteries. Until next time, ciao! If you enjoyed this episode, sign up for weekly emails at donnaderosa.com.